Madam President, I come to the floor today to speak about the vote we're going to have at 5:30, but I want to give my condolences to those who have been impacted by the horrific shooting in Las Vegas, to the families and to the victims of this horrible incident. I want them to know that our thoughts and prayers are with them as the whole nation turns to this situation. My thoughts and prayers also go out to at least one Washington family that I know is one of those who've been impacted and was at this event. We may find out that there are others, but we are thinking and praying deeply for their recovery. And I hope that everybody will take the time to say some thoughts and prayers for those people who have been impacted by this incident. Madam President, I also want to come to the floor and speak in opposition to the nomination of Ajit to have a second term as the chairman of the FCC. And the reason why we're out here speaking about this vote that's going to happen in a short period of time is because we're concerned about the future of innovation, the future of where consumers play in the decision-making of how they access content, and the future of our economy. And what I'm worried about is that in the short period of time that Mr. Chairman Pai has been at the FCC, that instead of the policies I think that would have been enabling consumers, he's taken actions that I think will have consumers paying more for less access, that media concentration will be more enabled, and that plans to protect net neutrality and an open internet will be reversed. Now, this in and of itself is the biggest issue I and the economy of Washington State could possibly see with this renomination. That is to say, the state of Washington and the internet and innovation that exists there could be greatly impacted by the rolling back of protections that we have now that says you cannot artificially throttle or slow down internet activity and hold consumers hostage to paying more. The mission of the FCC is to promote the use and deployment of communications that are in the public interest, and it's the job of the chairman to make sure that that mission is carried out. So undoing the existing net neutrality laws that are on the books, I think, is not in the public interest, and it won't promote the access that we need. Dismantling this rule and which would preserve the diversity of content, I think are things that will negatively impact our marketplace for a long time. When you think about some of the issues that we've already seen and what we could see in the future, is if more consumers are led to having to pay a toll. It's almost like what we see. If you want to get in the fast lane, if you want to have this kind of rapid access, you have to pay more. So today, consumers are using mobile apps to pre-order coffee, to get access to healthcare information, to work on making sure that we protect from what is attacks on now everything from our electricity grid to people's home security systems. So protecting people from cybersecurity. I'm very worried that if the internet's arteries are officially slowed down or clogged, or critical information could arrive too late to help protect consumers. And if we're listing in a world where just the advent of more smartphones and people sharing information, we want to make sure that they too can get access to information and are not slowed down or throttled in any way. When you think about this and the app economy that exists in Washington State, there are the fastest growing businesses. It is part of a large organization. Today, 1.7 million American jobs are because of these apps, and nearly 92,000 of them are in the state of Washington. They have grown at an annual rate of 30%. The average growth rate for all other jobs is 1.6%. So why would you nominate someone who's already pledged to roll back the rules of an open internet that basically will create throttling and slowing down of content that will hurt the applications of these businesses? Nobody wants to develop a new application that connects consumers, whether it's in healthcare or protecting people in cyber or education or for that matter, even the United States Senate? Are they going to have to pay a faster toll to get access to information? Dismantling net neutrality puts our economy in jeopardy. It causes the issues that created an open internet to be called into question. And while I know that some would say that it is necessary for investment, I would say that we have seen in the last several years, while the rule of an open internet has been in place, much investment in the infrastructure that is needed to carry on. So I do not agree with my colleagues who think that this is a necessary way to grow out investment. I think it's a necessary thing that large cable companies would like to tell you that they need so that they can continue, as I said, to build fast and slow lanes and charge consumers more if they want access to those fast lanes. So I encourage my colleagues to vote no on Ajit Pai for a second term as FCC Commissioner, and let's get focused on making sure that we protect an open internet. I thank the President. I yield the floor.